Hi, guys. Well, guys, today is the big day. We all knew it was coming. It wasn't a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise for any of you, but today, for any of you guys, but today, the big three came out, and they said that you must be vaccinated by a certain date or else. And we talked about the or else. We've talked about the carrot, and we've talked about the stick. So now we see the stick. It's a big long stick. It's a big or else stick. Um, there were a couple of things in there. I believe one of the companies was allowing for testing. I guess the antigen test you take home, whatever. And our particular company, I don't mention names by the way. Our particular company, they didn't leave any room for that. Nor but they did leave room for a medical exemption, which I've never seen anyone get as of yet, and a religious exemption. So there are two exemptions supposedly. So it pretty much boils down to there being one exemption because doctors were straight up told if you write a medical exemption, you're pretty much losing your license. So I haven't heard of a single person getting any of those yet. So everybody's been texting me and calling me, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I've always said, I have no idea of what I'm going to do. I can only tell you what I'm not going to do. So I'm not going to be forced into a medical procedure. I'm going to look at my risk factor and I'm going to base it on my risk factor. And I'm at low risk of everything. Maybe, I'm at a high risk of getting a car crash or something. But I'm not gonna play with my health because now see we're starting to see the effects of this shot. And I know everybody thinks it's so great. Well, at least half of you do. And I hate to bust your bubble, but there's so many people coming out now that have been injured. One girl was telling me her neighbor went blind by taking the shot. I mean, I've never heard of that. Someone else was telling me one of their neighbors was paralyzed. Some other person told me their neighbor's entire arm was paralyzed. We're hearing stories of young people dying of heart attacks now. We're hearing stories of myocarditis, pericarditis, and all kinds of other neurological issues, etc., etc., etc. The list just goes on and on and on. And I know this because I talk to a lot of people, and I've read the VAERS report. So I'm not going to be forced to do that. I'm not going to do it. I can't. I can't in good conscience. I can't even do that because I feel like my body is like it's mine. Like it's important to me. And anyone that doesn't support that, I don't know what else there's left after that. After the government decides that they can take your body and they can own your body or your person, what is left? Why are you people sitting on the wings and not saying nothing? Now, I was kind of happy about the excuse me, I was kind of sad and kind of happy about the hockey thing where they've excluded people out of hockey arenas that weren't vaccinated. And I'll tell you why. I was sad because it destroyed the kids and it destroyed the parents, but it was kind of a good thing because it forced these parents out of their little hiding place. So now there's a lot of parents and there's a lot of kids that are forced out of their hiding place, and now they're on our team. Why? Why did it take that much to bring you on our side? Well, because when it comes to your door, all of a sudden you're concerned about it. So these people that were not concerned, when I was telling them they should probably be concerned, well, now they are concerned because their kids can't play hockey anymore because they are not allowed to go into the hockey arenas anymore with their kids or without their kids. They can't go into other certain places. They can't. In fact, they can't even go to a Tim Hortons and drink a coffee now. But before they could kind of hide. I would say maybe I don't want to go there or whatever. But the hockey arena thing came up and that's it. Now their other friends are asking them, well, why can't you? How come you're not coming to the hockey arena? Well, because they can't. How come your kids aren't playing hockey anymore? Because they can't. So in that regard, it's kind of a good thing, but it's kind of a bad thing too. But I'm telling you, if you're one of these people that are hiding in your dark corner, I know there's a lot of you out there. It's time to come out of your dark corner. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to just take the gloves off for a minute. I've been telling people for 18 months what is going to happen. All of it has happened. A union rep came up to me at work. He looked at me in the eye and he just paused and he said, Greg, I thought you were crazy. And then I can't even tell you what he went on to say because then people will know who I'm talking about. And I don't want to get anyone in trouble. But that's what he said to me. That's some of our conversation. But, people have to wake up. And I'm going to tell you right now, they're not coming after your jobs. It's not your jobs they want. They're going to take your jobs, but that's not what they want. They want your life. And I'm telling you that because it's true. I've been following this stuff for a very, very long time. These people are evil. They are downright evil, dirty scoundrels, and they are coming for everything you have. If you think they're coming after us, and then when they finish with us, they're not coming after you, I'm telling you right now, you're wrong. They will deal with the compliant people later. They will deal with the non-compliant people first. And once they're done dealing with the non-compliant people, you are the next turkey on the table. You are the next dog in the dinner. You're going to be eaten too with the rest of us. So I'm telling you right now, I don't care if you have 14 vaccinations. You need to stand up with the rest of this people right now in Canada. You need to stand up with us, and you need to say no to all of this nonsense. I'm going to tell you what they're coming after next. I'm sorry, like I was saying, what they're coming for next is they're coming for every retail store, all of them, every single one. They're coming for every Walmart. They're coming for every No Frills. They're coming for every single, I don't care, a corner store. I don't care what you sell. They are coming for every single place to force every single employee to take their medicine. Listen to me. This is what they're going for. They are going for complete uniformity. Nobody will escape unless everybody escapes. You have a small window left. You can shut up or you can stand up. I would advise you to stand up, because if you don't, this country, we are finished. We are done. You will have nothing. You will own nothing. They want to take all of your personal property. They want to take all of your private property. They want to take your kids. They're coming after the kids in school now with these vaccination buses running around. Next, they're going to be going after your 5 to 11-year-olds. You know, it's so funny because I'm sitting here reading the law, and it says that you have to be 16 to give consent in this country. You have to be 19 to get a drink. You have to be 16 to get a driver's license. You have to be certain ages to do certain things. But this vaccination, if you want to call it that, 12 years old can say yes. 12 years old can say, I'll take those bag of Skittles and give me my shot. This is complete lunacy. You can't even go on a field trip without one of these things. You have to have a parental signature. And you're telling me you're going to give these kids a jab without parental consent? Well, that's what's happening. If you think I'm wrong, I'm telling you right now, and I'm going to tell you really blunt, you're wrong. I know what I'm talking about. They're coming after every single thing you own. You won't own a thing, and you have no rights to your kids. I promise you that. That is what they want. I've known this for a long time. But you know what? You say this stuff to people, and you read this stuff, and you do your research. And there's literature all over here. There's literature, and you can read the government website. And people, they still say, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. Well, that's conspiracy theory. Well, we've just lived through 18 months of conspiracy theory, and I didn't make it up. They actually did it. So you tell me what conspiracy is. Now I'm going to tell you how to get out of this and how to escape all this nonsense. First of all, everybody has to band together. All of you. Well, not all of you, because I don't think we're going to get all of you, because half of you guys, you'll never wake up, and I'm sad that you won't wake up. That's too bad. You have to band together. You have to say no to every single thing they are doing. You have to stand with the nurses getting fired. You have to stand with the workers getting fired. You have to stand with the doctors getting fired. You have to stand with any wrongdoing you see going on anywhere. You have to go into the Tim Hortons, and when you see them trying to kick a person out because they don't have the vaccination passport, just speak up. Just speak up. Take off your stupid masks. They never worked. They told you that for the first 5.5 months. They told you they didn't work, and they said, well, here's all the research. This proves they don't work. And they said, oh, well, they work now. They work now. In fact, you have to wear them, unless you're exempt, of course. Which is the reason I never wore one in the first place, because I read the list of exemptions. I know some of you guys think I'm crazy, and that's okay. But you're going to have to stand up. Who are they coming after next? Well, next, natural order of things. They're coming after all the auto suppliers. Then they're going after all the people that supply them. And then they're going to go after every single industry until they got all of you people in a little corral that they can completely control. Once they've beat you into complete submission, then the next phase is to begin to take your personal, private property and begin to treat you like farm animals or cattle, like they do in China under that social credit score system. They're coming after your life. So you need to stand up with these people. I have something I wanted to show you guys. It was from around 12 years ago. And I seen it a long time ago, but I'm going to tell you right now, guys. I don't share my whole mind with people, although I do talk a lot. I know I do. And I say a lot of things. It's true. But most of the things that I have on my brain, I don't tell people because they will literally think I'm crazy. And I don't care where I got the information from. I could have read that information directly, like I said, from the government website. And people, they think, they just don't get it. They just can't believe what's right there. They just can't believe it. And I can't understand. I can't figure out why. It's right on the government website. It says it in black and white, and they still refuse to accept what it says. I don't know what you call that from a psychological point of view. Is that cognitive dissonance? I don't know. I didn't take psychology. In fact, I didn't take anything. That's why I'm building cars. Well, I was. So I just want to show you this thing really quick. And then you guys can tell me if I'm still crazy. This is from around 12 years ago. This is kind of an interesting video, but just take a look. Uh-oh. Where's my
I think the public has to know this is one of the worst case scenarios in terms of an infectious disease outbreak, and that their cooperation is sought. If there are people who are non-compliant, there are definitely laws and public health powers that can quarantine people in mandatory settings. It's potential you could track people, put bracelets on their arms, have police and other setups to ensure quarantine is undertaken. To be preemptive and precautionary and take the heat of people thinking you might be overreactionary, get ahead of the curve, and then think about whether you've overreacted later. But it's such a serious situation that I think decisive early action is the key.
Well. Y'all know who that was, right? Wait a minute. She's not done yet.
Checkpoints are set up on all the bridges, and everyone leaving the city is required to show proof of vaccination.
What?
Those who refuse to cooperate are taken away to temporary detention centers.
Temporary, huh? Okay, so guys, that was Dr. Tam from 12 years ago. Is that just a coincidence that she was talking about camps? I don't know. They did have camps. They had hotels, right? Where they were taking people, quarantining them. Is it a coincidence that she was talking about a virus and all this stuff that, it seems like she just made that yesterday, right? You guys see that? You can rewind it if you want. It's still on there. They are coming for you. Now, I'm going to talk to the vaccinated people a little bit. I like you. I don't care if other people don't like you. I like you, and you need to like me. We need to get together. I never did care whether you were vaccinated or not. I still don't care. After you've taken your 2 vaccines and you believe that you're safe because you have fulfilled everything your government has required of you and you have completely complied with everything they've told you to do, therefore, you get your vaccination of certificate. In fact, you get your dignity back. You get your dignity back. Because that's what they tried to do to us today, was completely destroy our dignity. Don't let it happen. Once they gave you your dignity back and you feel like a real person again, and now you can go to the Tim Hortons and not be harassed, you can go to the restaurant and not be treated like a black person was 60 years ago. You can go to the hockey arena and not be ridiculed by your friends for not having a vaccine passport. You can do all the things that normal people could do. Remember when we were normal about a year and a half ago, when things was good and we could just, pretty much do what we want. We were free. Remember that? It's hard to remember because you guys got used to being slaves. And I compared this to slavery when it first came out. And people told me I was crazy, and I still do. This is going to be worse than slavery, though. Because, at least the slaves knew they were slaves. People are slaves today and they don't even realize they're slaves. You are a slave. Once they get done with the vaccinated people, once you took your 2 shots, it's not going to be enough. They're coming around again. They've already started in Israel. Thousands and thousands and thousands of passports. I believe it was yesterday. They turned off. They turned red. They're done. They can't go anywhere now. Until what? Until their 3rd vaccination. Now, what do you think is going to happen in 6 months from now? Their passport's going to turn red again. It's going to shut down. It's going to shut off. And then guess what? They're going to have to go back for another vaccination. You can call it a vaccination if you want. I don't know why I'm still calling it that. I'm going to call it a shot. So whenever they get ready for you to take a shot, they're going to turn your passport off and you're going to have to go put some credits on that passport. Sort of like, you people that carry them fake cheap cell phones, you have to keep adding credit to them. Well, your life is going to be the same way. And that's just the beginning. That is only the beginning. From there, it goes straight downhill. Now, if you believe that you want your government to have that much control of you, then you just keep sitting at home watching TV and thinking the rest of us are crazy. But if you want to do something, just join us. Go into a Tim Hortons, sit down. Go into a restaurant, sit down. Protect people that need protecting. And stand up with the people that are losing their jobs. Stand up with the people that are doing right, but the government is telling you they're wrong. Right is still right. I don't care what anybody says. And wrong is still wrong. You can't change that definition because God made it. You didn't make it. Government didn't make it. The government didn't give us any liberty. We were born with liberties. The government has destroyed our liberties, but God gave us the liberty. So, be encouraged. Join the fight. And wherever you see this evil being done, people need to just call it out, because this is getting, like I said, it's only going to go downhill from here, guys. You guys have no idea of what's in store for you, and you can change it now, just like Southwest Airlines did. The tyranny came for them, and they said, we're not having it. They stuck together. But we see people, the tyranny comes for them, and they all flee like a bunch of roaches, like a bunch of cockroaches. You guys have to stick together. And I don't care if you're in a certain plan or this or that, or you have cliques. Put all that garbage aside, and you have to stick together as one unit. I don't care if you're vaccinated or not vaccinated. I don't care. You have to stick together. If I see a vaccinated person getting beat up in the parking lot, I'm going to go help them for sure. Who cares? They're people. Everybody's still people. But the government has successfully divided us. The media has successfully divided us to turn good people evil and to turn evil people good. There's a lot of evil people you see on TV that are calling themselves good, or they appear to be good. They're not good at all. They're evil people. These people sit around and think about, these plans of how they're going to trap you and how they're going to corral you and how they're going to force you to comply with their stuff. I mean, normal people don't sit around and think of how to be evil. Well, these people do. And they didn't start this yesterday. They've been doing this for a long time. You just haven't been paying attention, and that's okay. I hope I woke you up. I'll talk to you guys soon.